Welcome to Daily Celebrity Data. The baseball world was shaken to its core this year, as legends we thought untouchable have fallen far too soon. Behind their shining careers, hidden struggles and private battles came to light. Today, we uncover the untold stories and final moments that fans never expected. Ryne Sandberg, perfection in silence, that was Ryne Sandberg. Born September 18, 1959, the 1984 NL MVP and 10-time All-Star, never sought headlines, only excellence. On July 28, 2025, he passed from metastatic prostate cancer at 65. His quiet leadership still defines what it means to be a Cub and a professional. Dave Parker, swagger, strength, and sheer presence. Dave Parker made baseball look larger than life. Born June 9, 1951, the Cobra was a 7-time All-Star, 2-time batting champ, and 1978 MVP. On June 28, 2025, complications from Parkinson's took him at 74. Yet even now, his swing still feels electric in memory. Bob Uecker. For more than half a century, his voice was Milwaukee. Born January 26, 1934, former catcher turned beloved Brewers announcer, Bob Uecker made baseball sound like home. On January 16, 2025, small cell lung cancer silenced him at 90. But somewhere, fans still hear him saying, "Get up, get out of here, gone." Davey Johnson, he lived the game from the dugout to the diamond. Born January 30, 1943, Davey Johnson shined as both All-Star player and manager, leading the Mets to their 1986 World Series crown. On September 5, 2025, he passed after a long illness at 82. His tactical mind forever changed how baseball thought. Nagashima Shigeo. In Japan, he wasn't just a player, he was national pride. Born February 20th, 1936, Shigeo Nagashima led the Yomiuri Giants to glory and became a symbol of post-war hope. On June 3rd, 2025, pneumonia ended his journey at 89. His name remains sacred, whispered in stadiums across generations. Jeff Torborg. A catcher, a mentor, a lifer. Born November 26, 1941, Jeff Torborg played for the Dodgers' 1965 champions and later managed with quiet intelligence. On January 19, 2025, Parkinson's disease ended his journey at 83. His calm teaching presence lives on in those he once guided. Octavio Dotel, the journeyman who made every city his home. Born November 25, 1973, Dotel pitched for 13 MLB teams and lifted the World Series trophy with the Cardinals in 2011. On April 8, 2025, tragedy struck when a nightclub roof collapsed, taking him at 51. His story reminds us to cherish every inning. Brian Matusz, once a bright arm in Baltimore, his promise felt endless. Born February 11, 1987, Matusz pitched 7 seasons for the Orioles, remembered for his poise and control. On January 6, 2025, a fentanyl overdose ended his life at just 37. His story stands as a quiet call for compassion beyond the field. Bobby Jenks, power, passion, and redemption. Born March 14, 1981, Jenks closed out the 2005 World Series for the White Sox, his fastball touching 100 MEPI and hearts alike. On July 4, 2025, stomach cancer claimed his life at 44. But that final strikeout still plays in Chicago's collective heartbeat. Mike Greenwell, they called him the Gator, a fighter from Florida who gave Boston everything he had. Born July 18, 1963, Greenwell was a two-time All-Star and heart of the Red Sox in the late 80s. On October 9, 2025, medullary thyroid cancer claimed him at 62. His passion for the game and for people never dimmed. Jim Clancy, consistency, that was his calling card. Born December 18, 1955, Jim Clancy anchored the Toronto Blue Jays rotation for over a decade, earning All-Star honors in 1982. On July 12, 2025, cancer ended his journey at 69. He left behind the legacy of a steady arm and a quiet soul. Lee Elia baseball loved his fire. Born July 16, 1937, Lee Elia played, coached, and managed with unshakable passion, from the Cubs to the Phillies. On July 9, 2025, he passed of natural causes at 87. For those who knew him, he wasn't just a manager, he was a heartbeat. Joe Coleman. Sometimes greatness runs quietly in the bloodline. Born February 3, 1947, Joe Coleman, pitcher for the Detroit Tigers, came from a family built on baseball. On July 9, 2025, he passed peacefully in his sleep at 78. His legacy continues every time a father teaches his child to throw a perfect curve. Bill Dennehy, he lived baseball's every inning. Born March 31, 1946, Bill Dennehy pitched for the Mets and Tigers with grit and determination. On June 27, 2025, he passed at 79 from a heart attack. His story reminds us that every role, big or small, helps build the game we love. Diego Segui, from Havana to the majors, a pitcher with global reach. Born August 17, 1937, Diego Segui carved a 15-year MLB career across continents and cultures. On June 24, 2025, cancer took him at 87. But his smile, like his fastball, transcended borders. Bob Oldis. Longevity is its own kind of greatness. Born January 5, 1928, Bob Oldis played catcher in the 1950s and later coached generations of young players. On September 23, 2025, he passed naturally at 97. Few live that long in baseball. Fewer still leave behind that much kindness. Ed Acosta. His career was brief, but his courage was lifelong. On March 9, 1944, Ed Acosta pitched in the early 70s and later fought Parkinson's with quiet bravery. On September 18, 2025, the disease took him at 81. His perseverance remains a lesson beyond the field. Ted Ford, a powerful swing, a humble soul. Born February 7, 1947, Ted Ford patrolled MLB outfields in the early 70s, known for strength and grace. On September 15, 2025, medullary thyroid cancer took him at 78. His quiet confidence reminds us that true impact often speaks softly. Sandy Alomar. For over half a century, Sandy Alomar's presence graced dugouts and diamonds alike. Born October 19, 1943, he caught games, coached hearts, and mentored generations. On October 13, 2025, at 81, he passed quietly, cause undisclosed. His baseball family, both real and found, will forever carry his calm wisdom. Jeff Bittiger, he pitched not for fame, but for the love of the craft. Born April 13, 1962, Jeff Bittiger threw with heart through the late 1980s. On July 19, 2025, cancer claimed his life at 63. Those who knew him say he was more than a ball player. He was a mentor, a friend, a light. Tony Blanco, his swing echoed across two worlds, MLB and Japan. Born November 10, 1981, Tony Blanco brought power and joy to every team he touched. On April 8, 2025, he tragically passed in a nightclub roof collapse at 44. His energy, larger than life, lives on through the fans he made smile. Jim Marshall, from the 1950s dugouts to the scouting fields, Jim Marshall never stopped giving back. Born May 25, 1931, he dedicated his 70-year career to baseball in every form. On September 7, 2025, after a short illness, he passed at 94. His spirit remains stitched into the game's very fabric. Carlos Lescano, baseball took him from Puerto Rico to the majors and back as a teacher. Born September 30th, 1955, he played for the Cubs, later guiding young talents in the minors. On September 6th, 2025, cancer took him at 69. His legacy endures through every player who once called him coach. Brian Dayett, he was a power hitter with a gentle soul. Born January 22, 1957, Brian Dayett played for the Cubs in the 80s, remembered for both his bat and his kindness. On September 7, 2025, complications from Parkinson's took him at 68. The crowd may fade, but the kindness never does. Jesus Montero, born November 28, 1989, Jesus Montero carried promise and power. From the Yankees to the Mariners, his career shone briefly but brightly. On October 19, 2025, a traffic accident ended his life at 35. His story reminds us that talent burns fast and brilliance is never forgotten. Joe Brockhoff, born on the same day as Tony Barbone, November 11, 1936, Joe Brockhoff shared a similar devotion to baseball. His career may have stayed out of the spotlight, but his mentorship shaped countless young players. On June 2, 2025, he passed away at 88, cause undisclosed. To those who knew him, his patience was his greatest victory. Willie Mays. When people say "Hey kid," they mean joy, the kind only Willie Mays brought to the game. Born May 6, 1931, the 24-time All-Star and Hall of Famer redefined greatness with grace. On June 18, 2024, heart failure took him at 93, but in every backyard catch, his smile still lives on. Rickey Henderson, speed was his language, and he spoke it fluently. Born December 25, 1958, Rickey Henderson became baseball's all-time stolen base leader, a legend of motion and instinct. On December 20, 2024, complications from pneumonia ended his life at 65. His legacy, pure energy, still races through the game. Pete Rose, he ran like the game owed him nothing, because he gave it everything. Born April 14, 1941, Charlie Hustle became MLB's all-time hits leader, relentless and fearless. On September 30, 2024, he passed away at 83 after battling cancer. His legacy remains complex, but undeniable. Rico Carty, a champion of rhythm and resilience. Born September 1st, 1939, Rico Carty was the 1970 NL batting champion and one of the most charismatic players of his time. On November 23, 2024, he passed away at 85, cause undisclosed. His smile and spirit lit up every clubhouse he entered. Orlando Cepeda, from Puerto Rico to Cooperstown, the baby bull carried joy with every swing. Born September 17, 1937, Cepeda won Rookie of the Year in 1958, MVP in 1967, and entered the Hall of Fame with grace. On June 28, 2024, he passed from natural causes at 87. His story bridges generations, a life of love and legacy. Rocky Colavito, few names lit up the 1950s like his. Born August 10, 1933, the 9-time All-Star and 1959 home run leader embodied Cleveland's pride. On December 10, 2024, pneumonia took him at 91. To fans, he was more than a slugger. He was heart and hometown. Ed Kranepool, he grew up with the Mets, and the Mets grew up with him. Born November 8, 1944, Ed Kranepool spent 18 seasons in New York. Loyalty made flesh. On September 8, 2024, Parkinson's disease ended his life at 79. His quiet grace still defines what it means to wear the blue and orange. Brian Beane. Behind the scenes, Brian Beane shaped the game as much as those who played it. Born May 11, 1964, he served MLB with integrity, first as a player, later as assistant commissioner. On August 6, 2024, he passed away at 60 from acute myeloid leukemia. His legacy is felt not in stats, but in the fairness and spirit he left behind. Brent Billingsley. Some pitchers play with precision, others with passion. Brent Billingsley had both. Born April 19, 1975, his career on the mound was marked by effort and quiet pride. On December 25, 2024, a stroke took him at just 49. He may be gone, but the fire he brought to the game still burns bright. Doug Bird, a steady arm through the 70s, Doug Bird saved over 60 games in his big league career. Born March 5, 1950, he was known for reliability and calm under pressure. On September 24, 2024, he passed at 74, cause undisclosed. For fans of his era, he'll always be remembered as the pitcher who never flinched. Luis Tiant. The crowd loved his flair, the turn, the pause, the art of deception. Born November 23, 1940, Luis Tiant became a 3-time All-Star and a legend for both Cleveland and Boston. On October 8, 2024, he passed from natural causes at 83. His wind-up was poetry, and his smile, unforgettable. Reyes Moronta. Youth, strength, and a heart that dreamed big. Born January 6, 1993, Reyes Moronta brought electric energy to every pitch he threw in MLB. On July 28, 2024, he tragically lost his life in a motorcycle crash at just 31. His journey ended too soon, but his joy for the game remains timeless. Fernando Valenzuela, El Toro, the man who made an entire city believe. Born November 1, 1960, Fernando Valenzuela became a sensation in 1981, winning both the Cy Young and World Series with the Dodgers. On October 22, 2024, heart failure took him at 63. For generations, his story is proof that dreams have no borders. As we remember these icons, their legacies live on the field, in our hearts, and in the stories they left behind. Though their voices are silent, their impact will never fade. Cherish every moment and never forget the lives behind the legends.